Hi everybody, it's Kathy here, and today I am setting up another creative session at my scrap table for you. If you are anything like me, you love heavy layers, which means you also probably have a massive growing mountain of paper scraps and leftovers from your previous layouts. Today we're putting those beautiful pieces to work instead of letting them gather dust. In this video I'm taking you step by step through my absolute favourite process of turning paper scraps into gorgeous multi-textured layout base pages that are ready for future use. We aren't just randomly pasting things down either. We're diving into colour theory and tone matching. You'll watch exactly how I sort, mix and match leftover patterns by their specific shades and undertones to create a cohesive, beautifully balanced foundation for future use. By the time we're done, you'll see how easy it is to build deep, ready-to-go structures that make your future layout construction faster, easier and incredibly cost-effective. So sort through your scrap bin, grab your favourite tape, and let's turn that paper trash into scrapbooking treasure today, right now, using red as our focus colour. Now we're playing along with Ginger's Corner in this hop, and we're making bases all through June, and she's given us a schedule based on colours. So today we've got red, and as you saw I've just pulled together a few scraps in these softer red tones. So they're not your harsh reds, these are your softer red tones, and I'm just creating a layout. Now the other premise of it is that you can use one piece of 12 by 12 if you like. You don't have to, but you can, and the rest all have to be pieces of paper that have been cut into previously. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to create, a base structure which is quite common structure, with a vertical strip down the center, a square block in the middle, and I'm using the red brick as a decorative edging. I did have that branding strip to the side, and I was going to try and bring that into this structure here, but I am not able to because I just don't feel that it needs to be there. It doesn't mean that I won't go and draw on them when I do my final layout using this base, but at the moment it's just not relevant to the structure of the base. Now, when you are creating with your papers and your scraps, if you just follow the lazy horizontal, or sorry, happy horizontal, or a vertical approach, you're going to always end up with something that's balanced and easy to manipulate when you want to create a layout. There's a whole heap of different ways, and you're going to see lots of people creating bases over the next couple of weeks in June, and trust me, I love watching how they do it because it gives me ideas of how I'm going to do it in the future. So I'm going to tape down these bricks. I contemplated leaving a black border, but I'm not. Doesn't mean that when I go to do it, I'm not going to, put in another border by trimming this page down. Most likely not, but you never know. Something might take my fancy when I'm doing it because I have no idea how this is going together. Here's where you see me fussing around with this strip, and I'm thinking I could use it there as the vertical break or there as a vertical break, but I really don't in the end, and I'm just going to leave it. I won't know until I put photos on this page and use it in a layout as to how I'm actually going to finish this one off. Now it is a little bit tricky. There are spaces in the brickwork where that red dot does not cover all the way to the edge, and that's fine. I could probably tuck in cards and florals and lots of different embellishments to go down the sides of the bricks, but at the moment I'm just going to put them all down so they don't get torn as they sit in the pack waiting for usage. Now Ginger has a good idea. She has a folder where she puts them all in so that she can flip through when she wants to use them, and you know what, I think I might invest in doing that as well. So I have so many scraps. Do you? Seriously, when you do a layout and you cut into that paper, it is then considered a scrap. I just have it laying around in packs everywhere. So this is a great hop for us to get involved in, to use up all of those pieces and put them to use on a layout. After all, we did love the papers when we first bought them. So this allows me to clear out my stash, which is exceedingly full. I'm getting to the point now that I'm going to donate my scraps to somebody. I'm not sure who, because I'm overlooking at them, and they are pretty, and they still, are worthy of a page. So, that may be a point that they will be donated in the near future to somebody if I'm not using them in this hop. I really want to go through because once again I start cleaning up and then I need to destash, and the best way to destash is get rid of my scraps first. So, you know, some lucky person is going to be the recipient of a whole lot of stash of scraps if they want them, and they will, you know, find a home with somebody who can put them to use as well. And I'd much rather that than put them in the recycle bin. So this is base number 1. I'm pretty happy with that. There's got lots of potential there, you know, lots of tuck spots, you know, that can bleed nicely. The next type of red I've gone with is a deeper red, and I've got it from a whole range of different scraps that you can see there. Like that's a Scrapbook Fantasies one. I have no idea where all the rest have come from. I've got that softer red through that patterned paper there. I've got some strips, which I'm just not going to use that one that I just tucked away there, but I will use the grid one that you can see there at the left-hand side of the page. And this time I'm going to go with white base. Oh, I know, I don't do white well. But anyway, we'll play with a white base and we'll see what we can come up with. Doesn't mean when I go to do this layout I'm not going to zhuzh it up with some mixed media and stenciling and so forth. But at the moment it's about the bare bones of the layout. So I'm going to go with a tri-panel and a horizontal banner. So that's going to be a landing point for whatever photos I choose to use on this layout. So I'm going to just pinch the center and then cut out a triangle, and that gives me my fishtail on that one. I am going to use that red strip across there at the top to top that banner and add it as a double landing spot. I'm going to add in some more of the red and white stripe. I think that I want to drag it. I was going to just, you know, make do with it and split it, but I got that little piece sitting to the side, so why not just overlap it and put the banner over the top and you won't know the difference. So I'm going thicker, thin, thicker in my panels, and that's just going to add some contrast to the layout. Once again, when I go to do it, I may matte it again, so I may trim it down a little bit more, and I may matte it on a red or a black or whatever complementary color that I go with based on the photos. As I said, I have no idea what I'm going to do with any of these yet. That's November's problem. So I will keep these all in my little stash ready to rock and roll in November, where Ginger usually challenges us to use 20 bases in 20 days. I'm not too sure that this year that's the premise, but you know, whatever it is, I will have these bases ready to rock and roll, and then I'll be able to keep going. And when I just feel like I want to scrap one day, I can go to these pre-made bases and just pull one without too much thought. Like, I have so many photos that I need to get scrapped. I just think that perhaps, you know, this is a great way of having a whole stash ready to go, and all you have to do is add photos and embellish and you're rock and rolling. It takes all that decision work out for you when you're tired, when you're lacking mojo. So don't be afraid to build a stash of pre-made bases and have them ready to go. You know, in red and white, we know that's a Christmassy theme. We could even use it in a Christmas layout. So there's lots of things that this could take place with. So there's the fishtail banner going there. That will obviously be a landing place for a photo. So I'm going to put this other branding strip here with the red checks, and I'm going to turn that into a fishtail banner. I'm not going to go the full length of the page as I first thought, but I'm going to actually end it at the end of the strip, and this is going to allow it to sit nicely. Now, because I have left all that white space to the left, I can trim it down. I've got space at the top and bottom to trim, so it should fit nicely onto another page for a border if I should so choose to in the future. So I'm going to lay this one down, and now that's an easy design. You've seen it lots and lots of times before, but it's just the core base. But here we go. You know me, I can't leave it. It's just not enough. I can't stand that white space. It's getting me. So I'm sitting there. I've got these little pieces left, and you know what? I just have to do it. I'm going to add in a banner. So I'm trimming these ones down to 1.5 inches, and that's going to allow me to create 3 banners. I'm going to trim this one into 1.5. They're all through 1.5 by 2 inches in length, and that's going to allow me to create a banner across that top left-hand corner, because you know, people, I can't leave that white space. It does it does my head in. I love them when I watch them and I see them and I see what other people do. I do. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I think it's fantastic. But for me, I really, really struggle leaving that white empty space. So I am cutting in fishtail banners here. I'm going to leave them with the empty spaces between, like I could add some rope and string or jute. I could add some ribbon. I could add some florals. I could add some buttons between when I go to do it. Whatever I choose when I'm embellishing it, it will finish off the banner, but the banner will be in place and I can then just work from it. So this allows for a little bit more of detail and layering, because you know what, it's all about the layers for me. So there's another layout in. Now obviously when I go to do it, I will be outlining it and adding in some faux stitching, maybe even some stitch stamping, maybe even some real stitching. But there's another base done, and I like how that's now sitting. That's, you know, that's got lots of potential there. I really like it. One single photo, multiple photos, you name it, you can do it. That's an easy base to prepare. Okay, now we're going to go with a deeper red. So we've gone really a deep red with a burgundy. These have got a gold fleck through them, and that's why I've chosen the paper there with the dots in it, so it's picking up that creamy colour. And I think that that's just a really gorgeous approach. So I've trimmed that down because that one was a little bit wider, and I think I will you know, layer this one up ready to go. And I'm going to use black because that's really going to make those colors pop. So I am going to go with some strips at the top and a strip at the bottom, and I'm just playing around with it because I'm not really sure how I want it to sit. I don't like that big empty space there in the middle. To me, that's a lot. And I mean, I'd have to do a lot of mixed media to fix that one up for me personally. So I flip this around, and now I feel like I've got a half layout, see, and I can turn it that way. There's multiple ways that could be used. I could flip it the other way as well. So now I'm starting to feel that this has potential to work and produce something a little bit more effective for me. So I'm putting a thin strip of this dot paper to the bottom, and that's dragging that dot from the top and bringing it down to the bottom, adding that continuity which we like to see in layouts. And then I'm just layering in the strips. Now this is a real easy one to finish. You know, there's not much thought having to go into this one. It's just strips going down. So, you know, you've all got those long strips in your layout packets left over. Then this is an easy pattern to use and design and put together. Now, I have a wave cut into mine. That was probably from, I don't know, I can't remember the page, but I do remember that it did have waves right across the page. So that's why that's that shape. And I actually like it. It's a bit of a design effect to draw your eye, you know, along that line instead of just being straight all the way. It's little creative flares like that that really make a difference on a layout. And yes, they'll get covered by photos, but it still is an opportunity. You can line that with bling, you can line that with lace, you can line it with flowers. There's lots of things that you can do with that curve just to build it. Now, I like it that way. I think it's probably going to end up that way when I'm doing a layout. Now, I've got a little bit of this red left, but I'm not even going to be tempted to do it. I'm just going to leave it and let it sit, and I'll think about what next when I go to use that layout. Now we're moving into another red one. So we're slowly getting deeper in the reds. And I found these 3 tags here that I have from another page that I cut. And so therefore they are scraps. And I'm not going to actually add them right at this moment, but I will paper clip them to the layout because I think it's really important that I keep it, because it's going to have a visual, you know, part to play when I do this layout. Now on this one here, the XOXO, there's little hearts in between, and so I need to make sure that they're up the correct way when I'm putting this together. Now, there's nothing saying when you've got scraps like this that you can't split your scraps, that you can't halve them and do something with them. So what I'm doing here is I'm cutting a strip from the top and the bottom because I want to drag it all the way across the layout, and then I'm going to halve it again, and where it's got the natural lines in it, it makes it really easy to do. And then I've had that branding strip there as well, which is in the same colors. So I'm going to put a top and bottom border with the XOXO, which is pretty, you know, obviously this is going to end up with something about love, and it could be love about Christmas. Who knows? No idea what it's going to be on it yet. I just liked the tags. I thought the tags were beautiful with the roses and things like that. So it'll be something nice. It'll be pretty. It'll be something. I'll find a photo. I've got a million of them. It's not like I haven't got a photo that I could put on there. I've got like so many, like way so many. So I'm just going to put this in. It is just a horizontal design. It's nothing special, but when we play with it and we build it at the end, it's going to really stand out and look something spectacular. So I hope it does. What do you think? Will it look spectacular? Who knows? Depends what I'm going to do with it. I like that I've got the brown, the beige, well, what colour would you call it? A bronzy colour, a light bronze, no, a tan, probably. And that's got a bit of a pearl sheen to it. So that brings it up a little bit more classy. So it's really going to lend itself to a shabby chic sort of feel, I think, especially with those tags. So, yeah, it'll be a shabby chic sort of thing, I think, when it's finished. But we will see. We will see. I'm just layering in the strips to create the horizontal band across the middle, and that's going to allow that layer of creativity to happen there. And then I'm going to add in the one on top, and that's going to make it all balanced right across. And see, there's lots of things that I can do there. I could hand stitch. I could use what do you call it, branding strips in the future of the complementary beige, maybe just to lift it a little bit more. I'm not too sure. I do like this branding strip with it. I could even cut that in half and half depending on where the photo sits. So you say I was putting a photo like that, then I could trim that strip down and fill in the spaces, but I'm not sure where that's going to go. So I'm just going to pop it all together and keep them together, because they will create a layout, and I do want to use those tags in it. So that's another base done. I have a full playlist down below, so please go and check them out. There are going to be lots of people building bases, and there will be lots of creativity. So not bad. Got 4 done, 4 ready to rock and roll, using up red scraps. You know, red is not a colour that you end up with lots and lots unless you go through your Christmas stash, and I didn't actually hit my Christmas stash, but this is what I had in a bag that I had sitting at my desk full of all my leftovers. And what do you think? Do you like my bases? Do you think they're going to be great layouts when they come together? Which one do you like the most? Which one is your go-to style? Let me know in the comments down below. I really want to hear. And don't forget to come back and check the other colours as I produce them throughout the rest of June. Thanks, Ginger, for the hop. I'm really excited to get on with this. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. I really like it when you interact. Catch you in the next video.